Good, Angel. What's good, DG? Really young. Hmm. How's it going? It's going good, man. Unfortunately, I am sick. I'm not ideal. But what can you do? At least I'm getting sick before I'm going on a trip to New York uh, in about 10 days. So at least I got sick before that, because that would suck. All right, let's do some charting. I'm a little bit late, but let's go with. Give me a moment, guys. I gotta mark out my levels. The boys, appreciate you guys coming through. We've been aiming for this high for quite a while. Looks like we'll probably get there today. Thank you here. So this one's trading. So I've figured out something. I figured out that someone yesterday told me to journal on OneNote. Who was that? Who was that person? Come forward. Hmm. Anyways, I'm taking your advice. I'm a live trade with you mornings while taking my funded. Nice, bro. We'll be very glad to have you. Okay. So this is. Give me a moment here. Good luck today. Thank you. I will give you guys my full analysis. If you just give me a little bit of time, I will give you guys everything. This is the dollar. Dollar has taken out the Wednesday, November 12th low. Why OneNote? I will show you guys right now. So, 28, sell side liquidity, October 28. 2022 mentorship. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. So notice how dollar's taking out objectives for the YM chart. So YM doing exactly what we anticipated it to do. I don't need this. So to start, You know what? Let me do it like this. I would love a new all-time high. That'd be great. So daily chart, if you're looking at the daily chart, right? Obviously, we're bullish. There isn't really anything bearish about this um, at all. You know, not saying today is going to be only up movement, but what I am saying is obviously it's bullish on the higher time frame. So ideally, you're aligning with that, right? Um, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys OneNote. This app seems pretty good for journaling. Does anyone use this app? So I'll just do like a practice test. Um, Use it for work. I'll tell you why I like it. It's because it also can take 4K images. So I can just copy this, put that in here. Whoa, I don't want it that big. That's huge, right? The image is 4K. That's really important. I can just put it, I believe I can drag this here, and then I can just type right here. Um, NQ bullish, higher time frame, weekly PO3, daily order flow, both say higher, likely a Thursday/Friday high of week, and November 12th. Right, so I can just put that there, very nice and organized. I can even make this smaller if I wanted to, and then zoom in. I think if I click this, or no, I guess how do I make this bigger? I guess the only way would just to be to do this. I can always click that button, and then this looks bigger as well. And then so if you guys see right here, I can have my full journal. I can have a section for weekly analysis, the daily journal, psychology log, monthly reflection, and there was something else, but I forgot what I wanted to do. Anyways, so that's how I'm gonna do it going forward. I think that's the most organized. The only thing I need to make sure is, can I want to be able to download my journal and put it in, somewhere safe, pretty much like I don't want it just to be there. I'm scared I might lose it. So maybe I can, I don't know, download the files or something. We'll see. So same situation. We have the daily order block here. No, I'm still going to use TradeZella. You still have to use TradeZella. Well, you don't have to, but TradeZella gives you statistics, right? Like risk to reward, win rate, profit factor. You need all that stuff. But I'm talking about like you got to journal, you know, your thoughts. You can do that in TradeZella, by the way. I'm just I prefer doing it somewhere separate. I want TradeZella to be for statistics and then a separate journal. So this is your daily OB on the NASDAQ. It's not even a down close candle. So we'll just refer to it on ES. So on ES, I'll say forming daily OB plus. I gotta speed this up, guys. I'll be honest, but um, so similar. I can just copy the image, and I'll have one nice, very beautiful journal. I can keep the images small and always, fix that. They can't be pasting that big every time. Put this in here. You know, something like that. This is called OneNote, and I like it because it's like free. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue this, but you guys get the idea. So let's focus up here. 15-minute chart. You guys know the drill. There's a lot of sell side open. I'm gonna annotate this in daily volume imbalance. I like that there. And for ES has the daily order block, which is around opening price of Monday. So interesting. Anyways, 15-minute chart. Key price points. Mark out 8:30 opening price. And mark out true day opening price. It'll be right here. Let's keep those annotated. And we'll remove this. Leave that there. Same thing on S&P 500. Also, I know that today's gonna be a boring stream because I'm sick. So it's mostly just gonna be me focused up. The good news is also we have to roll the giveaway winners today. OneNote is free until some limitations like 5 gigabytes. Well, I think I may have it like included in something because I don't remember paying. I guess we'll see if that problem comes. Okay, so we're bullish today. This is my target for the rest of the week. It may not happen today, it could happen tomorrow, but my weekly target is up here. We're pretty close, about 100 points. We haven't moved it that much on the day, so it's possible we get there. As of right now, I'm anticipating London lows to be safe. So pre-market plan, listen closely. Not anticipating London lows to be taken. Anticipating this breaker to support higher prices. And whatever fair value gap gets put in here. Now, if I'm wrong, market does something like this, I can long off of the sweep of London lows if it happens early. But if it's like 10:30 and we're still moving lower, at that point, I don't think we're going to move higher. So very simple game plan. Continuation longs, expecting a buy day. If I'm wrong, it should be pretty obvious, so the model should save us. There's no NFP tomorrow. Yeah, simple game plan. Gonna be focusing on the alpha accounts. I'll have my live account open. I don't want to end the week red on my live account, so I believe we'll manage risk. Worst case, we end the week break even. Let me open that up now. I use interactive brokers, and please don't spam the chat. It'll just take away other people's comments. I know the market just opened, but you guys see this 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, that's gonna be our main focus going into open. I'm be honest, I haven't checked the economic calendar. I believe there was. Just 8:30 news. So large dump at 9:30 so far. Okay, I'm viewing this as a Judas swing. Okay, so I'm thinking this is a fake move. Something that will help us determine if it's fake is looking at the dollar index. So Dollar index also moving lower, so that's supporting that it's fake. I have dollar is bearish. Now, if we want to frame a target for dollar, anywhere down here is good calls because this wick could be a draw on liquidity. So dollar has room for lower. YM has room for higher, like previous day's high on YM. Still not taken. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. So 15-minute bullish fair value gap. You know, better than that. Is there an org that's lower? I'll just use that. I don't need the 15-minute fair value gap. Keep it simple. Closing price, opening price. You have to do the same on ES. Closing price, opening price. So now that we can see the opening range gap, we've completely closed it in. We're going to likely take out this low, although we don't have to. See, I don't need to see the 0.75. I can just eyeball it. I know it's somewhere right there. So if it's a small opening range gap, you don't need all the quadrants. You can just eyeball. It's possible ES goes back into the new week opening gap. I'm gonna remove this. It's possible we get there. So if we do, I can look for longs from that price point as well. I'm thinking about implementing a new risk management strategy. Risking more money on the first trade, and then half if I lose. Maximum loss per day would be 2R unfunded. That way I can get three losses consecutively, and that would only be minus 2R. I think it's a good strategy. I've implemented before, so it's not like something really new. I've done that many times. I want to see this based on this run here. I want to see this sell side get taken. I'll even remove that. I don't even need 8:30 open. Focus on midnight. Yeah, still bullish, still bullish. Like I said, even if we go all the way down to London low, I'd simply want to see something like this. Right. So looks like we'll take London lows. I'll make this very simple for me since we reached that level. I can just mark out London lows. So this is our daily range now, high to low. I'm gonna zoom out to see if there's a fair value gap in here. Scanning the hourly charts. Seems to be no fair value gap. Just that daily wick. So we'll annotate that instead. Given that there's no imbalance. Right? Otherwise I would be marking out whatever fair value gap's there, but there is none. Daily discount wick CE. Okay. Took out the sell side, London lows. Could be a classic model. If we get an inversion here, I would just buy that right away. You know, something like this. If the risk reward is good. Yeah, 2R for easy fruit, and then 4R best case. Yeah, I would buy that if we get an inversion here that has good risk reward. We did hit 50, 25%. Give me a moment here. So I want to see an inversion here. The issue is like this inversion, it's high up, meaning I don't like my stop loss placement. My stop loss would have to go 50% of that OB, so say 2580. So entry stop loss here. It's it's good because the final target's good, but it's not the best. Just a classic model here. If this candle trades to the high, I'll buy that. It did not trade to the high there. That's what I would have bought it if it went up just a little bit higher. Little precision. Again, if this candle leaves, trades to the high, I'll buy it again as well. Same narrative. Looks like we'll make a lower low. NFP is isn't it next week? If I'm not mistaken. So I want to see an SMT here probably. Take a look at YM really quickly. The YM took previous day's high, going down. Dollar, 5-minute chart. Still bearish from that gap potentially. So if dollar moves lower from here, maybe Nasdaq can move higher. Touching 50% of the OB there. So if you drop down to a 15-second chart, you'll see a rally gap, one there. So I'll be looking to risk around 200 bucks on the first trade. And then if I lose, 100 bucks. If we get a closure above here now, I'll buy that. It has to be quickly though. I don't think I'll be taking that. But we have to remember our checklist. I actually printed it out. So far, everything is aligning, I would say. This is a 15-second chart. You break here, stop loss here. That's the idea. You watch me the most, and I appreciate you, bro. If we get above this high, I'll buy it. All right, try that long. Stop loss here. No fear, no hesitation. Just trusting my initial idea. So it's a mitigation inversion entry on a 15-second chart. Stop loss at the low there. I want to see us find support in here. the buy side. Risk optimal, 930 classic model, so time aligns, supporting intermarket analysis, dollar 5 minute bearish for value gap. Definitely risk optimal, strong with confluences. Yeah, I like the 15-second chart. We'll go back to the 1 minute for now. Actually, we'll stay on the 15-second. 15 days. Whoa. Pretty deep move lower. Not looking good so far. Possible it's an early entry, but I still like the trade idea, so. Trade. Okay, we do get taken out there. Sharp move down. So it looks like it wants to make a lower low. So that inversion failed. So we're going to see if price wants to make a lower low and give me a setup that looks like this. This time we'll wait for the 950 macro. 50 macro. Possible the stop loss was a little shallow, but I liked it really. Any more than that, it means it's probably going to go down to this low. So we'll see what dollar's doing. Dollar hasn't moved lower yet. YM still looking lower as well. So we'll see if we can sweep out this low. And if we get a strong break again, I'll trade that. ES may want to come back to the new week opening gap, so we'll allow for that as well. Still working inside London lows. Possible we got swept, but I wouldn't re-enter on this break. That's kind of sloppy. I think I would demand this low, unless it's in the macro. We'll see. We'll wait for the macro for now. Use fake views. I don't even know how it's possible, but I appreciate you thinking I'm that famous. Thought you played defense in December. Why would you take that trade? Because it met all my criteria. YM Drake candles? No, they're not that large. Thoughts on Shinobi? I don't keep tabs on any other trader. I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I really don't care. I'm just focused on me. It's getting choppy in here. Waiting for the macro most likely. I'll wait for that. You're hella good. Appreciate you, bro. I may have a long way to go, but yeah, I am pretty good at this. This is also your first, oh no, I guess this would be first presentation. Macro, it's just this time period right here where I'm anticipating, let's put it simple. It's one of the key times I look for inside of my model. So the 930 setup failed. The 930 Judas swing model failed here, right? Gave me the confirmation with that inversion of classic model fails. I refer to my next time. You're in a bad short. I think we can get this low. It may be S&P, but this tea sucks, bro. I hate being sick. Remove the execution, it's a little bit distracting. So we're gonna de-risk on the next trade by half. Obviously, we can still permit into the position. can still get 3, 4, 5, 6R easily, just with good risk management and pyramiding. You believe? I'm still anticipating a run higher. Did you take that trade? Yeah, I took the inversion. We got stopped out on this low. You take supplement? I don't take any supplements now. Probably should. Okay, the S&T is there. We get above this high. I don't even think I would trust it, man. We'd have to form a fair value gap. If we got a fair value gap here, I guess I could buy that. No, my next year will be a lower amount to risk, and we'll have to build up the position, you know. Bro, how is chat not only hating on me, but hating on other traders in the chat? That's crazy, bro. Like, just think about for a moment what you guys are doing with your time and your life. You're just kind of wasting your own time. Kind of embarrassing. I want to see this low get taken. I don't want to see an SMT here, personally. See if YM can get above this high. Better yet, let's just mark alert here on the inversion. Dollar index is not respecting, but so if you look at DXY, 15-minute bearish fair value gap here. I would anticipate that to give lower prices, I guess. We also have the inversion here, the CISD. So dollar looks really bearish, left equal lows. I think dollar can go lower, and that's why I'm looking for higher here on the NASDAQ. If we get a bullish fair value gap inside the macro, I would buy that. No, I don't really trade gold. ES also reached that new week opening gap, if you remember. It's unfortunate it gave us the inversion here, the higher high. Maybe could have been a little bit cautious, but I guess it did take a while. Wasn't the worst. Pulled back to the OB and then went. I don't mind it. DXY isn't that great for intraday confluence. Yeah. Well, for me, it's great. Gaddy, would you not say upper quad? What? In other words, is order flow still bearish? Yes, it is. I would say order flow is still bearish, but I'm still bullish. I want to see a change. Getting really choppy in here. I don't like this. I want to say clear candles, clear move. This is your 30-second chart. You only trade one setup? What do you mean one setup? One model? No, I have multiple models. Um, so what we can do here is I can allow myself two trades of half risk. So even if I lose two more, I'm only down 2R and I took three trades. Hopefully we don't lose three. That would suck, but it happens sometimes. If we get a bullish fair value gap here, I would buy it. Overdose on zinc and vitamin C. I may have to do that, bro. May have to do that. I really liked where we are. Took out London lows below true day open. ES inside new week opening gap. I think we're primed for a run to this buy side. Price action is not really confirming, but we have a clear draw. We have a one-sided narrative. We have no strong setup with confluences yet. We have a key time, the macro. We have supporting into market analysis, 15-minute bearish for value gap on ES. Although YM is going lower, ES is also setting up potential long ideas from discount. And it's a risk optimal entry. So all we really need is a clear setup. Once we get a clear setup, and really what I want to see is this low get taken. That would be the best. Like I need to see clear candles. So if we're just gonna be choppy, then go, that's a red flag. Hopefully we take out that low. Oh, I have one. I have multiple checklists depending on what type of trade I'm looking for. In my opinion, S&P is not better in this case. What is your macro time? It's not my macro time. It's ICT's macro time, 9:50 to 10:10. The S&T is not better. If we put in the S&T and immediately went up, then it's better. Because we're doing this, this does not make me trust this low. You think PA took both? I mean, the fact pre-market highs is always a good draw for me. If pre-market highs are open, it's always a good draw for me. Even if I wasn't bullish on the day, strong draw. But because I'm also bullish, to me, I mean, we can disagree. Obviously, everyone's different. For me, that's a very clear draw. It's pretty rare we don't take pre-market highs. I wouldn't long right now. I'd have to see more, right? I'd obviously have to see come down, shift higher, right? And then the 15-minute chart would look different. So if that's your question, yes. But it depends because if we consolidate here the entire time and we don't get a strong break, okay, then it's possible we just get a shallow retracement and then continue lower. That's possible. That's why I have to see the clear setup with strong confluences. The higher time frame is still bullish in my opinion. We'll just wait. We don't really need org here, I guess. Let's move that. Keep it nice and clean. So macro's not doing much. You had to restart. How long would it take you to be profitable? Do I know the same info? That's the most silly question ever, bro. Do I have the same information I have now? Because if so, then I would be profitable from the beginning. Take 0 days. If I have to restart completely with brand new information, then it would take the same amount of time. What? I don't understand the question. Strongest confluence? Probably just speed. It's one of the strongest confluences. Speed and converging levels at your entry. You know, if you have an order block with an inversion, with the fair value gap, with a volume imbalance, you know, the best display, the best in my opinion, the best they're called. The best confluence is probably just displacement. It's probably the best thing you can get. Because if it's like think about it, if the narrative is take London lows and then go, and then we start doing something like this, not looking like take London lows and go. It's looking like take London lows and we're done. I don't really trade London. It's too. I've backtested it, but it's too late for me. Apex 60% off, $6 lifetime PA fee. Nope, I didn't even know that. But you can use my code. I don't understand how this shit keeps freezing. Displacement would just be like, yeah. Displacement would be like a candle forms quickly. Like you have to watch the candle. Um, yeah, probably want to wait for 10 a.m. now. Since 9:50 macro start didn't do much. Most of you having funding? I have a pretty good amount right now. How long did it take to become profitable? I don't know. I can't answer that question. Depends what your definition is. Yeah, I'll be sleeping in London. We all have bullish bias, right? Use code Gaddy for TradeZilla. Yeah, if you want 20% off. So we're seeing some displacement on the S&P. I'm going to take a look at YM. Okay, YM is also displacing higher. Let's take a look at dollar. Dollar is moving lower. ES may be the better long here, but we still have this S&T. Really not trusting what Nasdaq's showing me. Looks a lot better on ES. ES gives you the CISD there. It's not that good. Yeah. So we probably won't trade the reversal. Look for a protraction. Again, I don't want to see this SMT. Put a bearish fair value gap right here. If it puts a bearish fair value gap, takes the low and then breaks. It could also reach daily discount. Someone said, why don't you short the daily discount? Why would I short if I'm bullish? Doesn't make sense. You just lost all your accounts. I'm mentally effed. What happened, bro? Talk to me. Why'd you lose all your accounts just now? How many percent do you usually aim for? I don't have a monthly target, but it is something I'm potentially looking to aim for and potentially add. I don't know what that number would be. I plan on making a new backtest video. If you guys seen on YouTube, I have a 12-hour backtest video where I backtested like 2 years of data. I'm gonna redo that with the new, I guess you can say, new model, new system, and when I do that, I'll be able to get information like that. Okay, we've taken the low. YM would have to break higher. SMT there with YM. SMT there. The dollar has to keep going lower. So we're framing it here. It's potentially time. It's potentially time with all the other stuff aligning. 10 a.m. expansion, 950 macro, clear draw, one-sided narrative, intermarket analysis supports, dollar is moving lower, YM's also maybe pivoting higher. There's SMT here with YM. We get a nice, now all we need to see is a strong setup with confluences. So inversion fair value gap here, plus the CISD, plus a breaker. That could be good confirmation that we're likely to move higher. That's the last step of the checklist that we're going to be following every day. Speed, like I want to see it really go. And if it goes like boom all the way here right now in the next 20 seconds, strong candle, I may preemptively enter before the CISD. Jump the gun based on speed. It could be take the highs to go short. If you're bearish, then you short. It's all about narrative. It's possible I'm wrong today. That's something I'll journal and reflect later. I don't like this candle. 959 candles, not convincing. Dollar's looking great. The dollar's rejecting from the 15-minute fair value gap, just as anticipated. YM not hasn't moved higher yet. I'll send an alert here for YM. All right, we'll see. We get one strong candle. I'll buy that. Stop at the low. Need some displacement here, and I'll enter. So that would be, if this continues, I would qualify that as displacement. 10 a.m. expansion, 9:30 manipulated lower. Got to follow through here. I like that we filled in that gap. I don't like where the body is though. At this point in time, I'll switch over to a 2-minute chart because the 1 minute's really ugly. So if this 2-minute in the next 50 seconds comes all the way up here, I'll go long with the stop loss here, targeting the high. Very good risk optimal setup. Potential for pyramiding. I actually don't want to see 10 a.m. put in a low. I want to see 10 a.m. just expand immediately because we already have a low set for 9:30. But looks like we will. Yeah, alternatively, we get a lower low and then a break. I like the 2-minute chart. I'm gonna go to the 3-minute. What's the 5-minute looking like? Pretty ugly. Yeah, she's not giving us that final step that we need, right? Strong setup with confluences. Everything else is aligning. Now dollar's moving higher. YM is moving lower. Yeah, so I'm anticipating a lower price run here. I don't like shorting low of day, so this would be a tape read. But I think we can go straight to the daily discount wick from here. Again, this is not a trade I would take because it's low of day. I don't like taking protraction model at low of day. But I simply think we can go to the daily discount wick CE, which sits at 2516. And I'm saying that because dollar is now looking bullish. YM did not make a higher high, made a lower low. The dollar moving higher. If dollar moves up, you anticipate indices to go down. Hmm. I use DXY for dollar. 940. I take that long as well. I like that long. Especially if you were bullish at the time, then it was good. If you weren't bullish, then it's not good. But yeah, this is December. I'm really excited for 2026. Hmm. Does anyone else think 2026 is going to be their year? 2025 was a very good preparation. 2026, everything's set in stage. The ball is ready to start rolling. I use DXY for dollar chart. DXY. If we get below this low, I would anticipate speed. It's a tough chart, I mean, honestly, but dollar is moving higher, so a lot of people looking forward to it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year, man. It's gonna be a good year. I'm excited as well. Harping, I don't even know what that is, bro. I think 2024 will open our eyes as to what's actually happening. Anyone bullish? I mean, I was bullish, but right now I'm just neutral, to be honest. Waiting for a macro. I'm waiting for a way clearer price action. Way clearer price action. because this is definitely high resistance. There is no longer one clear-sided narrative, in my opinion. So, wait. In 2025, I'll be primarily focusing on my live account, or sorry, 2026. But I also will be aiming for take profit trader live accounts, and also I think we'll go for some top steps. It's been a while since I've like properly traded with top step. Started off the year with top step, and then alpha came. So I guess in December I'll try to try to get max funded on top step. Hmm. Your strategy for passing evals. I have a lot of strategies to be honest. My favorite one is to risk 500 and aggressively pyramid. My second favorite one is to risk 1000. I really don't like that one because I like taking multiple trades a day. I prefer risking 500 and aggressively pyramiding into the position. Super sloppy. Dollar moving higher. Pyramiding like adding into the position while moving your stop loss to make to make the $1,500 target really good. Tradify's new daily pick. Tradify, yeah, pretty much same as Take Profit Trader now. Choose your pick. 10% on a live account is pretty crazy, bro. That's really high up there. You can't be risking 10% on a live account. That's, in my opinion, that's crazy. Gaty, please cool me off. I had a payout date. If I could make 100, I lost 200. What account are you on, Didar? It doesn't have to be 2 minutes. You can always just like aim for more, right? I think Alpha's announcing something huge soon. I wonder what it is. Hopefully it's a new trading platform. Oh, this IFEG? If you took this IFEG, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You would have broke almost every single part of the checklist except the risk optimal. I wish Alpha had discount too. I mean, they're gonna come with another one, bro. Um, hmm. This looks like it'll deliver the move lower towards daily discount wick CE trading. I do like it. This is the bearish order block. I would anticipate this to hold, but it's something I would just simply tape read. I couldn't trade it. What's daily discount wick? 25516. I'm making notes here. There's a bearish fair value gap in there. So you could sell this silver bullet idea if you were bearish. It's not the best silver bullet setup, but I'm trying to figure out top step here. They have a brand new. I'd expect this to deliver. Should be quick, but again, how can you really demand anything from December price action? Am I right or am I wrong? No, I'm not in a trade. Mute the spam. Does anyone else want to become a moderator? Because I don't really have time to read the whole chat. I'm super focused up, you know. Hey, Gaddy, can you help me understand low of day? How it forms or when? You want me to tell you when the low of day forms? You realize how like OP that is? Like, how am I supposed to tell you that, brother? Do I just to give you unlimited free insane risk to reward wins? Yeah, I'm looking for a trade. Okay, a lot of people want mod. Let me see who I recognize. Let me open up the settings here. I always forget how to do this. I think it's this button. I'm referring more to TikTok, not YouTube. YouTube chat's chill. There's not much spam. I do know Kingpin. The thing is, you guys have to give me your thing. Just Kingpin, easy. Kingpin. Here's the thing. I can't find you. You still bearish? Overall, I'm bullish, but right now I'm neutral. Now dollar's moving lower. I don't think we can use dollar for analysis today. It's still rejecting that 15-minute gap. Overall, I'm still bullish, but I think we can potentially continue lower. I know there's an S&T here. It's not clean. If we were to get very strong displacement, that could be significant. Sus, sus 06. I got you, sus 06. 06608. So listen, if someone's hating, you don't really have to mute them. The only people you really have to mute are if they're like spamming really hard. If someone's hating, you don't have to mute them unless they're saying like outrageous things. If they're being like outrageous, I got you, Defy. Bradley Pitt. I got you. Sus, you're not even a follower, bro. I can't. Yo, this guy's a fraud, bro. Says I can't make you a moderator because only followers can be moderators. Bradley Pitt. Hopefully you just show up here. There you go. Alright. Oh, your name's actually. Oh, my bad, bro. TP5. Yeah, I can give you TP5.ns. TP5.ns. Appreciate you. Make me mod. I don't really recognize you. Me. No trade. I didn't catch any trade. Three likes on YouTube? That's crazy. We're getting 3,000 views and only three likes? That's crazy. That is crazy work. Good at 16. Let's play Guess the Next Candle. I don't like that. Yeah, Rebus is here. I know for a fact you recognize me. I'm the only Turk and Georgian here. Brother, your profile picture is a black circle. I don't know what your name is, and we've never talked before. So how am I supposed to recognize you? You get me? Looks like it's probably gonna go higher. Now, maybe. I don't know. We've got the S&T. It's really not clean, guys. Yeah, I'll be completely honest. There is a small bullish fair value gap in here. Looks like it's getting ran through. It's not the cleanest. Like, no clean setup, you know. One of the steps for the criteria is clean setup. This is not a clean setup. Tell me this is crazy, but I don't know if you guys say it's $100,000 for a live account. Is it not just better depositing 10K and risking 1K? You can do the other 90K for investments. So I get what you're saying, but if you lose, then what? You're just gonna keep depositing money. So you're basically trading with 100K. It's not in the account. You get what I'm saying? If you're only gonna ever put in 10K, no, you can't risk 1,000. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's not my advice, but in my opinion, if you risk 1K and you only have 10K, you may flip the account, but you're more likely to just blow it. You'd have to get lucky to start. Very lucky. Where do I think it'll go? My overall objective for the day is buy side here, but there's not a single clean setup in here. So you guys know the drill. Wait for 1030 or 1050. I wouldn't take anything in this range. I'd have to start seeing some really clean price action and then take something in here maybe. As of right now, nothing. Can you give me the high of the day tomorrow? Probably a couple points above today's high. Could be up here, somewhere around 840. You teach on YouTube. I have my model there. I don't. I wouldn't even say I teach necessarily. I teach what I do. You know. I don't try to convince anyone that they should do what I do. Um, that's what I do. You get me? YM is pivoting higher. Dollar is moving lower, so this could set the stage for higher prices. It's really weak, guys. Like I'm gonna be honest. A strong setup with confluences, SMT, the inversion respected, order block, fair value gap maybe. It's not a key time though. It's 10:20 now. I don't think we can take this trade. I do think it's gonna go up, but I really want to just stick to my checklist. It protects me so much. It's wonderful. I'm bullish on the daily chart. Anticipating today to continue that notion. If your trade idea only offers 2 to 1, no, that's fire. No, I don't need more than 2 to 1. That's great. My trade. So my low-hanging fruit target, my easy objective needs to be at least one. Okay. When I say easy objective, I mean like easy, easy. Like by that point in time, I'm probably break even on the trade, etc., etc. You know. Yeah, I like the long. It's not. It's not bad. It's not as good as the first one though, but it's not bad. ES is back above new week opening gap. Dollar is moving lower. YM is moving higher. The only thing on the checklist that is not met right here is time and a strong setup. You could argue this is a strong setup. You know, there's a breaker, the order block respected here. Now this propulsion block. You know, it doesn't meet the checklist criteria. Let's just say the stop loss have to go all the way down here if I was in this trade. Normally, I'd like it here, but this too sloppy. So I go at the low. Yes, pushing towards 15-minute FEG above, reaching session lows. Is about to dump. I'm calling it. Possible, of course. Yeah, this would be a trade where you go break even quick. So if your stop was here, depending where you entered, like if you were in a long, you see this right now, you're probably not feeling too good. If this was a 10:30 power of 3 idea, maybe I could enter, but the time does not. We genuinely, if we just follow the checklist, I don't even need good risk management. I'll be profitable with just the checklist alone. If you go back to look at all my losses, almost all of them, something on the checklist is a red flag, you know? Not all my losses, but at least half. So, really simple way to just increase win rate and profit factor. Include risk management with that, trading becomes really easy. You just have to be okay when you lose, you know? That's the only thing. Honestly, that's the only reason trading is so hard. People lose trades and they can't stay composed. They just can't stay composed. All the days you've been live, oh, I mean, we're in. If even if you were assuming it was all on one live account, which hasn't been, so I don't know. But in terms of like payouts and stuff, well, yeah, obviously. Like in terms of profitability, prop firm profitability makes it a lot easier. You know, low hanging fruit would be this high right here because it's in premium. So if that gives you 1R, anyways, anyone in the long probably gonna get stopped out shortly. Yeah. Listen, guys, I'll be honest. It wasn't the best long. You know, it wasn't the best long. Would you recommend I get a payout this week or wait till next year? Would I recommend you get a payout this week or next year? Well, damn, bro. If I had to choose, I would say this week. I mean, what do you mean? You know? Why wait? What type of question is that? The tax-based question? Um, I like this. Now, I don't want to chase longs here, so I'm not gonna say like I'm bullish, but let's just say hypothetically the market does this. That could set the stage for a really big price run. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep going down the entire day. I wonder, do we get a weekly reversal? I highly doubt it. Well, we'll see. Let's just keep watching for now. Like, I like what I'm seeing here, is what I'm saying. Because see how these candles, speed, fair value gaps, displacement, compared to these candles, and here like people are looking in here and they're like, where's the inversion fair value gap? And then it's like, oh, we got it. Like, come on, you want to trade candles that look like this, not these, not these little squirmy ones, you know? So anyway, no, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. Dollar's moving down. I really like a potential long here. I see the SMT with YM. I see that 1030 is coming. Dollar's bearish, at least as of right now. YM didn't take out the low at 1013. Possible. Let's see what happens in the next couple of minutes. The checklist? It's in the free Discord. Right here. That's pretty clean, eh? I made this myself. Very pretty. Very pretty. I need to see some speed in here. If we can inverse both fair value gaps, I'll probably jump the gun, but I think even if I enter off the breaker with a stop loss all the way here, it's still 2R. So, and that's not my best case scenario. My best case scenario is here. So, something like this could be a decent trade. Your stop doesn't even have to go all the way down there. It could be the body. Anyways, you married to those long? I mean, there's nothing bearish on the higher time frame. So yeah, I'm bearish. Still bullish. The only thing is we failed to get discount wick, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Also, this could be potentially measured a little bit off. Let me double check the measurement because it's possible I misdrew. 1625? No, that's correct. Potentially a failure to reach, I suppose. Yeah, Discord is free. I mean, it's up to you if you want to join. I don't try to convince anybody. It's a free Discord. You want to join, you can enjoy. Yeah, something like this. Even just something like this is super easy. Hmm. See how much better this setup is compared to all the other setups? Maybe minus the first one. Hmm. Bullish fair value gap in here. I'm gonna take this on an eval. Place the trade just for demonstration purposes. Like the stop, as long as it covers 50% of this, which should be right there. That plus 1.537.25. We get the CISD there. Now really your stop could be here. This will likely be my last trade of the morning session. Don't really see myself taking something else. I mean, if we make a lower low than this, at that point it's, with respect, likely cooked. And then this is your breaker. In fact, I think I'll just keep this annotated as a breaker. And we'll let this do its thing, whatever it wants to do today. We'll find out. So once we break above this high, -1 deviations, you have a premium city right here. This high right here, whoops, this high right here. I'll make it very simple. Anything in, what did I just do? Anything in premium is a good target. We'll see if we can pyramid into this position as well. So yeah, this high right here at 642, your first discount level. There's the fair value got tapped. Yeah, stop should be there. If we start breaking above the highs here, I can add one move stop to the breaker low. I want to be smart here with the pyramiding. Can't really move the stop. It needs to stay there. It's already pretty good risk to reward. I mean, we're looking for what? 150 points. I'm not really seeing the follow through. Look at dollar. Dollar is weak. Get YM. 50-50 on YM. This is power 3, of course. You trade PM session on TikTok? No, I usually do it by myself. Does ES and NQ change time frame at the same time? If you change, yes. Well, I have it. I have that setting turned on. I like the New York lunch sweep from yesterday. Yeah, maybe. We are really struggling. Me? I was in this, got stop hunted for it to go back towards TP. I don't think you got stop hunted. I think you possibly maybe just entered prematurely. And that's okay, brother. Okay. Really should be giving speed right now. And it's not. SMT with YM. Ugh. Yeah, I really like the setup in here. I really do. Whoops, I keep touching this. Was it here? Um, did expect a lot more speed. Like I'd expect us to be here already. But let's give it a time, Smart money reversal, first stage. is YM US 30. It's the same index, but I use the YM chart, not the US 30 chart. How did you set it? When you click on layouts, there's an option that says, what's it called? Um, it says sync interval. That's what you're looking for. Sync interval. See speed. Yeah, me too, man. I mean, obviously, right? I want to see it go straight up to TP. Just got out shirts. Nice, bro. Maybe 10, 15. Yeah. That's why I don't want to touch the stop also. Yeah, I want to add contracts. I may do it more in here, though. We'll see. Like, move the stop here, add somewhere in here. As long as you're adding in a premium. So somewhere here is fine. I mean, discount, sorry. You're a bullish bias. Yes. I understand we're trading into a 15-minute SIBI, 30-minute SIBI. Hourly looks really good, though. Yeah. Hourly looks pretty good. 8. I think my first partial would be in here, and then if we can add a contract, leave more than one contract. We could even just aim for this. Premium SIBI. I don't have to aim for the final target. I want to move my stop here. It's good risk management. We definitely should. It's the smart thing to do. Win or lose, you always look to reduce risk. If it comes back, if it comes back and soups us, well, that's okay. That happens. Not much you can do. So that stop loss is at 579. Seven nine two five. I added one here. There's literally nothing between us and this high. Like I would expect it to go straight to that high. Fair value gap. There. We could technically add one more, but I think I'll leave it at 2 for now. First TP there. Because even just that setup, it's 40 points for. It's not the best, I'll be honest. Hopefully December gives us a little bit of a break. Although it's been a pretty good week for me. Um, if it just wants to make it cherry on top, you know, December just wants to give me the cherry on top by delivering straight up Giving me a nice little ransom for the week. Is anyone else sick? Because it freaking sucks. Yeah, 2 hour. Depends where your entry was, but 2 hours should be pretty easy. It is pretty slow, but it's December, so you're cold starting. I feel it. That's exactly what happened to me, man. As soon as I started seeing other people get sick, I knew my time was coming. I knew it. Bro, why didn't hit the level? It doesn't have to hit the level, my brother. In fact, sometimes you don't want to see it hit the level, you know? In this case, we're putting an SMT failing to reach that level. It's a pretty good sign that it's strong, you know? We've reached half standard deviations. Um, we're above London lows. I like my stop loss, 580 flat for purposes. Yeah, I do drink like I do get a decent amount of vitamin C, but yeah, I know there's pills that do a really good job. So I want to see this in this orange box. Let me fix that. I want to see us not go below it. We can work up in here. Ideally, we don't go below it though. No, it doesn't invalidate my trade, but it would tell me that there's a lot of strength. When would I move to break even? Mm, not for a while, I don't think. It'd have to probably reach up into here. Because this range right here is all fair game in my opinion. In fact, it could even my stop loss now even isn't the best. It really could come back, take me out. Now that's really sloppy, and I wouldn't want to be in the trade. I would go break even once we reach up here. It'll be a little bit more than break even. It would be like securing some profits. Orange box is an old bearish fair value gap. I want to see it get above that. It's a really key one because it's right at the 50% point of the range. So see, like we're right now, we just now made it into a premium, right? But technically, this is a premium array, and if we can get above it, that's a good sign, you know. So I'm using it to help me gauge the strength. There's an SMT right here. If that SMT holds, that's very strong because it would indicate this as a breakaway gap, which would be very strong. It's gonna flush. It might flush, bro. That's why my stop loss is there. Very possible. We're still inside that 30-minute bearish fair value gap, which is completely closed in now, so which is a pretty good sign. We're still inside that huge 15-minute. The hourly looks pretty good, but like I said, yeah, it obviously could move lower, right? Take a look at dollar. See, dollar is bearish, just like we anticipated. The 15-minute bearish fair value gap on dollar, very significant wick through it, but the body stayed in the lower portion, took out the lower low. So I have this blue line. I don't even know what this blue line is. I'm gonna be honest. I forget. It's the rejection block. Okay, so yeah, that was my target for dollar on the day. But dollar's at the lowest point, so it's possible like we soup this and then start moving up, and then Nasdaq fizzles out. It's possible. YM also retracing. Yeah, it's possible we fizzle out here, but I'm positioned for a really good price run. Took a good trade, met all the checklist criteria. 1050 macros approaching, so we'll see what happens. S&T will likely not hold. Well, there's a macro every single hour, not just 950. 950 is the main one for my session, but 1050 is also a macro. What is SMT? Can you explain SMT? Um, sure. Look at my chart right here. Look where my cursor is. You see this low? You see this low? That's lower than this one. This is a lower low, correct? You guys can all see that clearly. Lower low. If you go to the YM chart, at that exact same time, there's no lower low. It's higher. So I'll go back. Here, lower low at 1025. Here, higher low, 1025. That's an SMT divergence. They should be the same. Also, this will probably get us out here. Quite likely. It's possible it holds, but there's an SMT here. But it's not looking good. Don't want to touch the stop, though. I like the reduced risk. Yeah, I think if it might just go back into the range, go sideways. It's possible. Not over, but I don't like that candle. I would have preferred it to stay heavy. Now, if we break above the high here, I can move my stop loss and even add a contract. So that would be nice. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm going to allow my risk because I'm only risking 27 points. It's not much. I'll add 10 more contracts. I don't think that's going to do anything, brother. Going straight down, it looks like. Well, it was a good idea. Nonetheless. I'm going to put this right at the low. Just to be precise in my stop out. I'm trading 2 micros. On my actual accounts, 2 micros. Started with 1, then I added 1. It's lower risk. I don't know. If this inverses, it's a possible re-entry. Yeah. If this candle explodes higher, can't really move my stop much. It's 3 points. I don't want to see 50% of this wick. It's already traded to 50%. We went back up, took liquidity on the OB. Yeah, something like that. I would say we just went up into that city. We touched the 15-minute order block. Strong rejection. So I'd expect a lower low here. And that's that, Expect a lower low, yeah. For once, I actually agree with chat. I do think it's shorts. I think we make a lower low here. So good risk management. I'm very content. Do like a 4-minute, 3-minute, yeah. Personally, I think we make a lower low, but it also could just consolidate now. So for the rest of now we just tape read, see what happens. We could never get above that old fair value gap. Go short there. Couldn't get up into first presentation. Actually, ES. No, it also did it. And see dollar. We talked about dollar reaching its objective and then potentially moving higher. Yeah, that's what's happening here. So. Good trading though. No complaints on my end. So I'm thinking right here is the objective now. It's not something I would trade though. 1050 macro. I think lunch might give a reversal or PM session, but I don't know. We'll see. Re-enter buys. No, I don't see clear one-sided longs anymore. Please just answer eval paper funded live for what? What I traded today? Funded and eval. Bits. Gaddy, if you have to start over again. If I had to start all over again, which ICT concepts would I use? If I was from scratch, I wish I started by just trading the silver bullet because it's so simple and you need to start practicing as soon as possible, in my opinion, on live markets to get the repetitions of just reading price. So I would go back and probably start with silver bullet. I swear he knows what he's doing. Why not turtle soup? I don't like trading turtle soup. You know me for 30 minutes, read every message above and below? Really? I swear I didn't. I don't even realize. I generally just pick and choose whatever I see. When I'm not always looking at chat, you know? But whenever I just look for a second, if I see something, uh, maybe it's because you're like a moderator and I just like, I don't look at the blue, you know? Yes. I started with one micro there, 55 points, right? Risking 100 bucks, which is half of 200. And then I added a contract, which was around 25 points stop loss. So still 200. What do you suggest an intermediate trader to learn? It's not about technical analysis at that point. You just have to practice your. You got to master yourself. Automatic risk calculator. I don't know about that. I'm down 200 right now. Should I hold? Depends what your maximum loss per trade is. If it's 200, then you should not hold. You should accept the defeat. There's a reason you have a $200 loss. But it depends, man. If you know, like, I don't want to lose more than 200 on one single trade, so I would close. I was a half point away from full TP, got break even. Yeah, that's okay. Looks like we have the wrong draw higher. Under a bearish breaker. Yep, it's pretty weak, but there's a breaker in there. Bro, is notice December is favorable at 1RR static. I can't do 1RR because win rate is low. Then you just have to be really selective with your trades. You got to be really selective. Currently, I think it's going to go lower, but it also could consolidate. So in my opinion, lower or sideways. What do you think is the best way to learn not to FOMO? I would start by watching my YouTube video on fear. If it reaches the highs, do I add a contract? If you're still in the trade and we start showing signs of bullish order flow, meaning we inverse this or order block here, we don't take out this low, we don't make a lower body, stuff like that, then you can add a contract and move stop here. Yeah, that's what I would do if I was still in. Have you seen him? He is here. Who's him? Took 2-minute IFUG targeting the 5-minute intermediate high, which is also the start of 50-minute VR. Someone using. Yeah, someone's doing that, bro. It's unfortunate. Can't really do much. Gonna get cooked. I think it's just bearish. I think it was a good idea. We positioned ourselves for potentially a really good move that could have unfolded, but doesn't look like it's gonna happen today. I'm always GatieTrades if I have something I want to quit. Okay, bet, yeah. Deal. Good idea. What's your dream car? I think an R35 GTR, Liberty Walk. No, we took a reduced loss. Still thinking we see a push above in November's buys. Yeah, me too. I don't know if it's gonna happen today. Earlier in the stream, that was I said. Like I said, I expect this price point for today. Sorry, for this week. So it could happen today, could happen tomorrow. I still think it's possible. I'm on my third year in this journey. Still not profitable, but I am. You're impatient. You break your rules. I mean, you got to stop breaking your rules, man. Tomorrow's gonna be an important day. Very important. I'm down 1.5 R. So we're back to break even on the week. So for the rest of the week, I won't be trading my live account. I'm just gonna walk away, break even. I'll trade the funnest tomorrow. Yeah, live account. What's your win rate? For what period of time? What account? It changes. I don't have one win rate that's just the same every single month. Tends to be around a 50 to 60% daily win percentage, while my trade win percentage tends to be around a 40 to 50. Can one become profitable by only forward testing / journaling and no backtesting? Yes, but it would take a lot longer. How to put a stop loss? I forgot to put a stop loss. I'm up 295. Just right click. Say are you in a long or a short? Buys in play for now? Maybe. I personally don't think so though. I personally don't think so, but it's very possible. Are you tipping? What do you mean tipping? What's that? Yeah, we're down 1.5 R today. Took the long here. Took the long here. He said tipping, not dipping. I don't know what tipping. I mean, I know what tipping means. But wait a minute, am I tipping what? Who am I tipping? Your stake account? You want me to tip you so you can gamble? Hell no, bro. What? What do I look like? I'm in $600 drawdown on the funded. December is rough. Yeah, it's not been easy. It's not been easy. Started off strong in my opinion. Monday, Tuesday was really nice, but the last yesterday and today, not easy at all. Check DMs after this. Can you message me on Discord by any chance? There's a good chance your TikTok will be lost. You ever traded gold? I have traded gold before, yeah. Not often, but I do. I do mess around. Is anyone tipping? Brother, no one's gonna fund your gambling addiction, bro. New York hurts. I think Asia session's better. Yeah, New York hurts. Lunch session's better, if anything. You want to trade something? Trade lunch. Trade lunch. Bullish past 3 days. Today's Thursday reversal. Today's Thursday reversal target. Yeah, it's not a bad narrative, bro. That's not a bad narrative at all. Not a bad narrative at all. Oh, there's not much. Damn, so literally 9:30 candle just printed the high. Like we're gonna give anyone who shorted, we're just giving them a freebie today. We're literally giving them a freebie. Too easy, man. We're just giving out free money over here. 930 just goes down. And that's it. No run on buy side. Not even a run on buy side here. I mean, why'd you would dump that much? I don't know. Run opposing to the weekly range. Been pretty one-sided this week. Haven't seen that much of a run lower. Yeah, I'm expecting a rather large expansion tomorrow too. What's Nvidia at? I did not mean to click publish. Nvidia's at, yo, if Nvidia can just go to all-time highs, guys, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie. Now maybe a next year play, but that would be nice. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, brother. I'm just gonna retire for the month. Yeah, I mean my live account's gonna be at break even this week. I'm not gonna trade it again. I think we just go from there. It may be, we may just be working on evals for December. I mean, we'll see. May just be working on evals. It's not worth it. I'm happy to be break even on my what's it called, my live account this week. I probably won't trade it again this week. Just prepare for January. Like we'll get that run. wanna wanna thank you once again for helping me keep my car in the lane. Struggling with overthinking. It's tough. It's not easy, brother. So we'll post a study here shortly. I mean, ideally, I want to go for at least one more payout in November, if I'm being honest. But I suppose we can't force it. I mean December, but I suppose we can't force it. 950, 1010 macro. So in hindsight, pretty good sell side delivery today. If you were looking for shorts, right? I mean, didn't give any clear manipulation, but this retracement right here into the 15-minute OB was really clean. I cannot lie. And if you were bearish, I think that was your real move. Like that's a pretty clean setup that I would say we missed because of our narrative or bias at the time, which is fine. You know, you see the speed in there, right? You see how clean it was. I'm just gonna annotate this like this for simplicity's sake. Otherwise it looks ugly. Delivers the sell side and the daily discount wick CE. So I'll show you guys what the journal will look like. Breakaway gap, heavy, bearish, order flow, I guess. You know, you have first presentation right here. First presentation. Could have shorted first presentation to London lows, sell side liquidity. As soon as that 1050 macro hits, we start spooling towards the sell side. That would be your protraction model short. And now I suppose it could reverse if it wanted to, or it just consolidates. Overall, pretty clean session, I would say. You just had to be bearish, because you would have avoided all this. You would have shorted here. That's probably the only short that formed. Also, this short formed here, but that one's not as clean. Yeah. We never got those pre-market highs, so no one on buy side, unfortunately. That was not clean. If you were like this setup right here is really clean in my opinion, because dollar also took the low at that same moment. But yeah, I mean, it's not okay. I wouldn't say clean. You're right. I shouldn't say clean, but if you were bearish, you would have had probably good success today. Can I copy trade? Of course. Can I hold short till previous day's low? I'm not that bearish personally. It is 100% possible. If we get previous day's low, I'd expect the daily chart to move into consolidation. I'm still bullish higher time frame. That hasn't changed. All we've done is retrace to 50% of yesterday, which is around here. So correlated asset for DXY. DXY is the asset you compare to with other assets. Only thing that wasn't clean, there was no buy side. Yeah, it would have been a lot better had we taken this high, which is where I would have moved my stop, right? So it is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it was a de-risked trade, so who cares? We managed risk really well. Patience and risk management. I think we've been doing pretty good. I'm expecting a large range tomorrow. Depending on how today closes, I'm going to assume higher. Um, Depends how today closes. Possible reversal? Yeah, 100% possible reversal. Lunch reversal, I think, is very possible. Time to hop off or wait for a setup. Yeah. It was midnight where they sell off. Yeah, it almost got there. Just a little bit short. When is lunch macro? 11:30 is officially when it starts. Well, boys, I appreciate you guys coming through. We're back to break even on the week. Probably won't trade my live account. This probably all of December. I really don't see why it's worth it. Um, we messed around with our profits. That trade could have really put us over the top, but it is what it is. No more trades today. I may trade my fundeds in PM session, but I highly doubt it, to be honest. I want to see how today closes, um, and then it'll help me for tomorrow. You know, if today closes bearish, I'd expect Wednesday's low on Friday. Today closes bullish, I'd expect high of week, and November 12th buy side. So depending on today, tomorrow, in my opinion, can be really clear. You might trade your funded on PM session. Yes. Consistency rules on alpha. Yes, it's 40%. How do you trade PM session? The exact same way I trade AM session. Take care, Mastro. You go live? No, I usually trade it on my own. One live is enough for me. If I ever do Discord streams, we can do it there because it's really chill. 2K 0.4. Well, you don't have to make 2K, but let's say you made $2,000, then how long do alpha payouts take? A couple hours usually. You really wanted that as a short objective? You don't think this is? I think this is pretty clear, pretty what's it called? Pretty clean. 1050 macro. You ever try trading gold? Yeah, I have it. Yeah, bit blurry. No, that's fine if it's not if it doesn't convince. This is clean for me in my model, but wasn't bearish at the time. It would have been a lot better if we took this high, but it's there. The setup's definitely there. It's mostly the 1050 macro. Move your chart to the right, left. All right, yeah. I was just journaling. The journal's done. I'm just answering a couple of questions and then we call it a day. In DXY, the SMT with DXY is still with Nasdaq, so it's inverse SMT though. So like for example here makes lower low, right? Listen closely. Dollar makes lower low. Nasdaq should make higher high. If Nasdaq doesn't make higher high, that means Nasdaq's weak. Make sense? I still no the restriction notice. I used to get it like every single stream, and then eventually just stopped. I didn't change anything. I don't think there is a way around it, bro. I think the algorithm just sucks for that, and they restrict you for like anything. Even YouTube be taking down videos that are like totally fine. Unfortunately, my best advice I can give you is just keep showing up until it just goes away. Make sure you say non-financial advice. And that's it. Oh yeah, let's do the giveaway. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. Okay. This is the journal. I'll post that in the Discord. Um, unfortunately, there's not that much. Let me just post this to the Discord quickly. Oops. All right. Let's do a giveaway, man. Do a giveaway. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, how can I join the giveaway?" You go back in time and you join the Discord. That's what you do. The Discord's free. I'd be doing hella giveaways, bro. I'd be giving away my own cash. I could be buying Top Step evals. I could be buying Top Step evals. But instead, I give you guys cash. Every single giveaway, someone always asks, "How do I join?" And I give you guys the same answer. You go back in time. I'm down 1.5 hours. Pretty tough session, but I was offside, so I'm not mad at all. Let this thing load. No, we didn't roll yesterday because 30% got extended. Oh, shoot, I gotta pay for parking. I forgot. Why isn't this shit loading? Okay. This is the correct list. All right. Winner number 1. Wait, hold on. No, it's too late. I already clicked it. Oh, this guy. A7 Medina, no. A7 Medina, no. Yeah. Giveaway winners. This guy always uses my code. Good guy. He's a good guy. A7 Medina, no. Listen, if you're not in the giveaway, you're too late. I've been announcing it every single day for a month straight. 1 month straight. Roll again. No idea who that is. Let me see if he's in the Discord. Add Des. This guy. No. Congratulations, man. Should we do one more? Do one more. We'll do one more. One more. One more. We'll do another cash giveaway too. Nathan. Did this guy win one time before? Nathan? I just want to spin one more. Yeah, I love clicking spin, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This weekend, I can't do a poker tournament, guys, because I'm busy. But next week, not this week. Next week, cash giveaway. $100 cash. Poker tournament, probably. Free entry. Winner gets $100 cash. Not this weekend. Next weekend. I'm busy. I'm busy this weekend. I'm going to a basketball game. So, those are the 3 winners. I want to play in I want to play in the poker tournament. So if you're not in the free Discord, and I always be running giveaways, I try to give back to you guys. Hopefully I can make a shit ton of more money and give back even more. For now, this is all I can really do. I appreciate you guys coming through, and I will see you guys live tomorrow. When I go to New York, I think I'll try to be live if it's possible. I'm bringing a MacBook, a new MacBook, and if the MacBook is compatible and I can live stream, I will. No, I'm going to New York after him. I'm going December 12th. I'm taking my girl. Christmas trees, all the lights and stuff in New York. It's very nice. I'm not staying till New Year's, no. I'm gonna be back for Christmas here. Celebrate Christmas with the family. And by family, I mean my girl's family, because my family doesn't celebrate anything. Search it up. Oh, get the Lenovo Legion 7i. Maybe I will search it up, to be honest. I won't buy it just for this trip to stream. But maybe we'll see. We'll see how much more I have to write off in taxes too. I don't really care about the ball drop, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You can get Windows on Mac. I don't think. No, I don't know if the laptop's good enough to trade and stream on. Yeah, I don't got no time. 1 week. I mean, it is December. It's the best time for a trader to go on vacation, right? So I'll make a lot of content. I'll go full port near the bull. See if it helps me win a free trade. It's the newest MacBook Air, I believe, or like maybe 1 year ago, newest one. The newest one, 1 year ago. So the second newest one. Should be good. The quality's good. It's like 1440p, I think, or like 2K. I think that's 1440, right? It should be good. I'll be live, but let's be honest, it's second week December, or is that third week December? Like 15 to 19, third week December. Yeah, I'll be live, but I won't be trading my live account. I'll probably be on evals, but even then, by then I'll probably already have 5 top steps. So 5 top steps, 3 alphas, and I think the last one I want to go with is Take Profit Trader. And those are the accounts where I'm gonna try to not blow, build buffers and keep. Wouldn't it be sick if we can keep accounts for the entire year? That'd be cool. That's the game plan. What firms do you prefer for payouts? Alpha futures. But to be honest, I need to blow my alphas. Do you use my fund futures? No, I don't. With 20 plus accounts, I don't want 20 accounts. Honestly, listen, I really hate going through evals, and in general, I just really hate the prop firms. I want my main focus to be my live account. I'm going to be depositing more into my live account next year. And that will allow me to trade better because I got better risk management now. Still 1%, but you get no activation top step. I get the no activation only because, so this is what you need to ask yourself. Can you pass in 2 tries or less? If so, get the no activation. If it's going to take you more than 2 tries, then you got to get the activation fee one. My goal isn't really to rinse props. Like I don't know. I'd have to be making a lot of money on the side from trading. So like I'll be completely transparent with you guys right now. The people who rinse props, they have a lot of money coming in on the side. So they can always be getting evals, full porting them. They always have fundeds. And they can risk a good amount on their fundeds too. They be trading minis and shit. That ain't me. Pretty much most of the money I come from. I do make some from my affiliates, but for the most part, it has to be from trading and stocks. So, I don't want to be spending so much money on evals. Now, if I open up a Discord that people want next year, which I don't know if we're gonna do that, but we'll see. If people want that, it's possible, and that brings in money, then we could maybe switch strategies. But for now, my strategy is just like I preserve capital on my accounts, it's the same in real life. The goal is to preserve capital. You can't be spending too much on eval. How are you going to be profitable if you're spending way too much? It is saturated, but there is a lot of people who want to watch me in a private Discord. Yeah, I'm thinking like $25, maybe 50. But yeah, so like 1,000's someone. That's not much for me. That's what's your advice for trading NAS versus gold? I will join private. See, you got a guy like this guy. Because let's be honest, like I'm gonna trade better in a private. So the people who watch me every day, I've been streaming for almost 2 years. The people who watch me every day, they know. Like it's just gonna be better. It's just gonna be better in a private Discord. And then obviously when I have a focus group, like I can't help everyone in the chat because I'm always gonna forget people. I'm always gonna forget people. Not like forget people, but like yeah, there's some people like Sonu, I know, Kingpin, I know, but there's a bunch of people who come in here ask questions. I don't know them. But when we're in a private section together in a group, then it'll be easier to keep tabs on everyone, and we can all improve together. That's not a bad idea. Start 25, and like I don't want to charge much. To be honest, I don't even want to do it. If I'm being completely honest, what I really want to do is just not stream and just trade with a hoodie every morning and do my own shit. But I think the extra money from affiliates is good, and I also want to document my journey. So it is more for me, believe it or not. I want to document my journey because personally, listen, I'll say this and then I'll go. Some of you guys might think I'm crazy, but personally, I think I will be like one of the best traders to ever lay face on this earth. Not just prop firms, like dead ass best trader to lay face on this earth. It's gonna take a long time, obviously, but I want that journey documented for my legacy. Like I'm aiming for legacy. So I want it to be documented somewhere. Appreciate you, boys. Looks like all the haters left, and everyone who stayed in here is just straight love. Yeah, Lanto made a lot of money. I saw that post on Twitter. Appreciate you guys. How much do you make off affiliates if $1,000 per month in Discord is not much? I make around 2 to 4, depending on the month. If there's a code, there's a discount. I make like I'll literally show. So I'm not gonna sign in. Like Apex, I make like 100, $200. Take Profit Trader, I make 0 because every dollar I make from them, I give back to you guys. If you become the best, can you fix Pizza? What's wrong with Pizza? That Naruto determination, bro. Naruto, I'm gonna rewatch that shit. That shit's motivation, bro. Yo, actually, before I go, is Alpha Futures or Top Step better? Listen, I'm not. I know it seems like I glaze Alpha so much, but I promise you guys, I have helped so many people. So many people message me every day, and I've watched them struggle to build a buffer, and they switch to Alpha, and it may not be a big payout. But they're getting their first payouts. They're actually requesting money, and that's such a good. Like, trust me, I know what it feels like when you can't even just get one. You're seeing everyone's getting at least one, and you just can't get one. It just does not work. You always get close, or you blow it, or the evals take so long that you have no money left. I'm not even trying to glaze. I'm not even saying use my discount code. But genuinely, the alpha payouts are easier than any other firm because you don't have to build a buffer. Why is it easier with alpha? Because on Top Step, you're going to... Now, you don't have to do this, by the way. But it's very hard to be profitable unless you request a payout with Top Step above $2,000. Which means you have to make $2,000. Do you know what that means? When you take a new trader and you tell them you have to make $2,000 to make a payout, they're going to over leverage, they're going to over trade, they're going to risk too much. If they lose, they're going to crash out and try to make a lot. And it's not, and the fact that Top Step has no consistency rule, they're going to go for a big ass amount. You're going to go for a big ass win, which is fine sometimes. But if you give that to a newer trader, they're not going to get there. It's literally designed for you to fail. This is both Top Step accounts. Doesn't matter which one. It's designed. Like, you take a new trader who has 0 payouts and you want them to make $2,000, but you're going to give them, like, consistency rule. I'm telling you, listen, I know it sucks sometimes, but your trades should be consistent anyways. If your trades are inconsistent, I'm talking to people who have 0 payouts. If you have payouts, there's no point in arguing. I'm talking to people who have 0 payouts. If you can't even show consistency, you are not going to get the payout. I'm sorry. I know it probably sucks to hear that, but it's the truth. Like, you're not going to get it. You need to be consistent. That no consistency rule is there for one reason. They want you to full port and blow the account. They want you to aim for too much. They don't want you to make consistent wins. And that's just the reality of it. Now, if you want the absolute easiest alpha futures payout, it's the standard account. Because you can do it in 3 wins. You don't need a buffer. You can do it in 3 wins. 3 wins. $200, $200, $200. You can now request a $600 payout. You just have to wait for your date. Now, the Alpha Zero is also very easy. For the most part, I recommend Alpha Zero because it's cheaper. There's no activation fee, so it's cheaper. The payout is the same as the standard, no buffer, but you need 5 days. That's the only difference. The standard, you don't need 5 winning days. On Top Step, no, you need a buffer. On Top Step, you need a buffer. I mean, you don't need one, but if you want to be profitable, you have to get one. Because otherwise, your payout's going to be half, and you're most likely going to blow the account, right? So, no, on Alpha, you don't need a buffer on that, no. It's end of day trailing drawdown. Let's go to Lena. I was just about to hop off, but what type of alpha feature? So that's my advice. That's my genuine advice. Yeah, Alpha Zero, you don't need a buffer. Funded Next is good, but again, Funded Next, same issue. If you request all the money on Funded Next, you lose the account if you're under 2,000, right? What are the cash alpha features for standard and zero? Are there any drawbacks? The only rule is you can't trade red folder news. So if there's red folder, check Forex Factory. You can't trade 2 minutes before or after. That's it. You can pass Alpha Zero in one trade, yes. But if you look at my most recent TikTok, I think it's on Instagram, I talk about a better way to approach it. Activation is 150. I have a lot of posts on how I pass my evals. What do I think is a good risk? Depends where you are in your journey and how much money you have to spend on evals. Wait, so you have to pass it? No, you don't have to pass it in the same day. It's just an option if you want to. You can pass it in 1 month if you want. It's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you. What size account? I use 50Ks, but I want 150Ks. It's just I need to blow my accounts before I can get them. But I really like the 50Ks, man. It's like I said, me personally, like I don't like spending too much on evals, and it's not easy to continuously buy 150K accounts and full port them when you have not that much money coming in on the side. Like I said, if I had a Discord that was pulling in like a couple $1,000s a month, sure, I would buy 150Ks and full port them until I pass. But you're not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit here and take 1 month to pass a 150K account that may not even get passed, and then at the end of the month I don't even have it. Like, it's just a waste of time. 50Ks are cheap. 50Ks is easy for me to stay profitable, even if I blow a couple 50K eval. Yeah, you have to think of it as an ROI system. Exactly. How many accounts? The max is 3, but I think they're trying to push to 5. Maybe that's the announcement for Monday. I don't know. So that's the reality of it. If you don't have money coming in on the side, you got to keep your expenses low. Capital preservation also means your real life money, right? Not just your funded account. It's easier to get 100K a month with 20 funded than 5. And well, yeah, you're right, of course. But you also have to spend more, which means you have to make more. Tradeify seems like their new platform is good. It's basically Take Profit Trader. What do you use to sync up? I use Project X, and I have another one that I pay for. It's called Trade Copia. Yeah, that one's not bad. Tradeify is not a bad option. At the end of the day, just pick one firm. If you have zero payouts though, or like you're struggling, I would recommend Alpha to start. I don't say you can use other firms. Just let Alpha be the one that gives you the easy money. Let that be the one where you're like, yeah, I don't need to build buffer. I don't need to go for a max payout. I don't need to. Some people they trade, they just go for max payouts over and over again, and that's fine. That's totally fine too. That's just not how I do it. I try to take the money I get every time. How much would you risk on a 50K? I would risk 150 bucks, 200 max. Depends how many trades you take per day. What I'm doing now, risk 200. If you win, you're done. If you lose, you risk 100, and that's it. Suffering now on Apex for buffer payout. If I was on Alpha, I would have requested. Exactly. How many of you guys have an account that you've... Okay, last question, and then I'm gonna go make food. How many of you guys have had a yes, it does give a discount. Have you had a funded account where you made money on it for like a couple of days, but you weren't able to request a payout? Probably every single person who's traded TopStep has had that struggle before. They made money on their TopStep account, but they didn't make enough to request that money out, or on Apex, or on any other firm that requires a buffer. It happens to almost every single newer trader. Funded Next. So Funded Next is the same as Alpha, except there's one downside. When you do make that little bit of money, you'll blow the account. Like if you make $800 and you request $800, you lose the account on Funded Next. On Alpha, you won't lose the account. You still have it. thing I don't like after I took my payout, my balance was 1K on Top Step. See, exactly. That's not much to work with. Now 1K is not bad, but you had to make 2,000. Imagine you made $1,000. Then you only have 500 left in your balance. That account's gone. Yes, FundNX does give you 6. That's why what I recommend to people is start. I'm not saying the other firms are better. I'm not even saying the other firms are better. Just saying if you're struggling to make some money, start with Alpha Futures. Let that be your easy, your first payout, your first couple of payouts. Maybe it's your monthly income. You know, it's not. Maybe it's not much. Maybe it's only 2,000 or 4,000 or 5,000, depending if you have 3 accounts. Just let that be your starting point, and then go for the firms where you have 650Ks. You know, so I guess standard. I would stay with 0 until you make money, and then eventually move to standard. That's what I would do. Buffer is 2,000 for Top Step. Yes, my code does give a discount. Well, I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. Why? Because standard you can make more. That's all it is. That wallpaper, I had to pay for it. I don't know if you want me to. It's on Wallpaper Engine. They have a bunch of cool wallpapers. I have trading experience but never done futures. You recommend standard or 0? I would recommend 0 to start because it's cheaper. You know, put your foot in the water and then move more if you want. How much more can you make with standard? A lot more. You can make a lot more. The maximum is 15,000 on standard, right? So if you start winning some, you can potentially go. You know, the max payout is 15,000 for a standard account. The max with 0 is 1,500. Now with the 0, you can request every single week. So the max on a 0 every month would be 15. Would be 6,000 on one account. Wait, that can't be right. Damn. So the maximum you can make on a 0 account is yeah. Oh yeah. Obviously the advanced is the best. Yeah, but it costs more. 15K every 2 weeks for standard. Yes, that would be the maximum. I think next week will be slower. Once we reach the monthly objective, that's when I expect it to slow down. So I don't think it's going to be slower next week. But once we reach that monthly objective, I think it will be. I think that's all-time highs personally. 2 payouts a month with standards? Yes, that would be the maximum. My biggest payout was like mid 4 figures. 15K every 2 weeks. That would be the maximum, yes. When you get a max payout, does the account close? It depends. If you're requesting every dollar on the account, Dakota, then yes. But if you have more money on the account, you work. Once you get above 2,000, it's up to you. You know, I probably will never go for a 5-figure payout personally. I don't see myself doing that. I don't see myself. Yeah, I don't see myself doing that. To be honest, it doesn't make sense for me to make 4 figures in 2 weeks or a month on an account and be like, nah, need more. Doesn't make sense. That's $5,000, for example, I could put in my live account. Like, that's amazing. That's $5,000 I can put into my stock account. That's just where I'm at, maybe, you know? This standard has an activation fee. Also, Harris, there is 10% off. So it'll be 10% cheaper. Which ICT membership? All of them, brother. I've seen them all. Yeah, man, the stock account. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys because I like you guys. This is okay. Genuinely, the last thing I'm gonna say. You gotta start with the stock. You guys need to open up an investment portfolio. I'm not even saying go invest. I'm not even telling you to invest. Open it. Start it. Prepare building it. Every country has a different type of account that's good for you. You look at that stuff. You have to start it. You have, in my opinion, if you're trading day to day, you want to start that account as soon as possible, even if you're putting only $100 and forgetting about it. Right now, I'm pretty much all in the video. Not all in my money, but it's the only stock that I'm in. How much do you think we need to be to start a live account? Futures, probably at least 10,000. I'd say at least 5,000. You trade the micro ES one contract. Isn't it crazy that people have started to trade futures before they even know what stocks are? Yeah. Anyways, guys, I gotta go make food. It's been a while on the stream. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. Tomorrow we'll probably be trading evals and the funded. I would start with 2022 ICT membership. Read my last message. 2K. If you get it to 2K, I would request a payout before 2K, Dakota. But if you wanted to wait for 2K, I'd probably take out like 500. You know, whatever you're comfortable with. You can take out 500 and start risking 150 until you slowly build it back. For example, 3 accounts, 500. That's 1,500. It adds up. Now, if you wanted to do, you can do the full 2K. Maybe what you want to do, Dakota, is you make 2K, you request 2K, and then you get a new account and you go up again. Just to secure some money. It really depends on your financial situation. I would pick Project X, Harris. Personally, I like Project X. I'm buying an account. Which platform? Project X or Tradeovate? I like Project X personally. Take care, boys. Appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Stay disciplined. Stay patient. Manage your money. Take care.